It's good to see you gentlemen. Obviously, it was really good to get back on the grass and get a chance to start practicing. Getting our rookies in the building, getting a chance to get them in a NFL meeting environment to see exactly how those guys operate, along with undrafted free agents and the trial guys. So this is always a fun time for me and for the coaching staff also to get a chance to get all those guys in. And then going into Monday, man, getting those guys with our vets and seeing how things are going. So look forward to this afternoon. All right, as far as a walkthrough, and then tomorrow's practice, and then on Sunday. So any questions?
Outside of just getting them acclimated to the facility, what else do you want to accomplish this weekend?
Just in totality, man, how do they learn for the most part, and how do they operate in an NFL meeting environment? Next thing is are they going to work on the techniques that we're teaching them when they hear it in the meeting room and then go out on the field? And then can it help us on special teams? Like, those are three things we really want to find out this week with some of these guys.
I know it's way early, but with Bailey, have you been able to pick up some stuff that you talked about, like his ability to absorb in the meetings, just his way to express himself? Yeah.
I mean, obviously he's a very intelligent man. So that part, we knew wasn't going to be an issue. Just being able to function as far as communicating with the coaches back and forth, communicating with the players in the meeting room. And then once he got on the grass, man, you could tell he has that first step quickness that we all knew. He's going to be an exciting guy to coach, I will tell you that.
With D'Angelo,
yep.
I know you say he's got to be his own player, but what do you think when people say he's like Aaron?
What do I think? I think I would describe myself as someone that really want to be the best there is in what they do. And that's just not playing the corner position, but being able to play corner and nickel, and at some point in my career I actually transitioned to play a little bit of safety. But more or less is how do you lead the team from a action standpoint and from a verbal standpoint. And he has all those attributes. Listen, and I'm not throwing all that on him right now, but you clearly see those are some of the things that he has, and it's innate. It's a part of who he is. And listen, it makes me proud that when people see him and they say, I wish people looked at me and said I play like him, because heck, he's a damn good player. So we're going to take it slow with him, allow him to really learn outside and inside, and I'm glad we have him.
What's been like, AG, watching Frank work the last few weeks when with the vets in the building now, the rookie, and watching him, I know you guys have been together for a few months. Yep. It's kind of a different time now. Very,
very intentional. Has a good understanding of what he wants to do. Does a really good job with the offensive staff in allowing those guys to have input, and then being able to tie it all together. And this is what we want to do. And it's not his offense; it's our offense. And his communication with just me and him, as far as how do I see it, how do he see it, situationally. Things like that has been outstanding, and every day just being able to communicate with someone that has sat in this seat before as a head coach on the offensive side and understanding exactly how he sees football has been good for me, and it's been good for him too, as far as understanding just how we play defense and how he wants to go about things offensively the way that we play defense. So every day it's a learning experience for both of us. It's been outstanding.
Daryl Jackson Jr., just kind of, I don't know how much, I forgot, I don't think we asked you a lot about him. Yeah. Just kind of the role you envision for him and just, what do you see in him? Yeah. So those, you guys have heard this before. When it comes to base defense, and you guys know defense, I played in Detroit with more of a 5-man front. I actually see him playing, we call it the big end. All right, so that's he will play a 5 technique, a 4 technique. He'll be able to do that, and with his size and his length, he really fits that role to a T. Once we go to 4 down, we'll see exactly how he operates at the nose and at the 3 technique, and we're going to continue to develop that player.
Obviously, he has the size and everything. Now it's just understanding exactly how we want to do things, and that's what he's going to do all this week and going in with the vets of just learning that. So he's someone that we talked about doing a draft, and, man, we're lucky to have him.
How do you envision Bailey's role?
Bailey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously he's going to be one of the outside backers when it comes to a base defense, and then he'll be a DN when it comes to 4-down defense. And then there's a number of things that we plan on doing to him when it comes to just sub pass rush. So, listen, we have a roster full of guys that we can move around quite a bit, and I'm excited about that. So as we go through the process of really seeing exactly what each guy can do, man, we'll start plugging guys into spots that'll help us be to play good defense.
When you talk about what you're looking for from the rookies,
yeah.
Is it the same for the tryouts? I mean, you know the rookies a little better out.
Absolutely.
Drafted,
Absolutely. Just from my experience and the undrafted free agents that we got, just from my experience, now, and I said this to the guys, sometimes you'll find a diamond in the rough, maybe two. And if they just understand exactly what we're looking for, it gives them a more of a heads up on how to operate as far as can you learn the concept that we're teaching you, can you spit it back to as well? The techniques that we're teaching you, are you actually willing to try those techniques? And then being able to go out there on special teams and see if they can help us on special teams. So absolutely, from the undrafted free agents, from the tries, and even our draft picks, like we want to see all those things.
It's obviously early, but how do you feel about where David is at in terms of the running games? And that's something that can happen.
Well, we're just starting right now, and I never had an issue with his run game, coming out of college. And I know that's the one thing that everyone has a knock on. I think everyone tried to pick holes in every player that comes out, but I thought he was well versed when it came to that. And the reason I say that, because you saw some of these guard pulls, you saw tackle pulls, and he was able to take those guys on and be able to set an edge in that aspect. So I have no issue with his run defense. And obviously there's a lot of things that he's going to have to get better at, and he knows that. And that's why he's here, for us to coach him up and help him with that.
AJ, what goes through your mind with Bailey wearing number 31?
You know what? I really didn't notice that, until he picked it, here. I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question. So he has to show out, I guess. That number.
Got to fill out the uniform, right?
Say it again.
Got to fill out the uniform.
Well, I don't think he have a problem filling out the uniform. Shoot, he's 6'4", 255, so he'll be just fine in that.
Do you have are he and Will similar players, aging style-wise, and can you deploy them together?
Yeah, absolutely, you can, and that's why I said before. I think we have a number of guys on this defense that you can put in different spots and put the same guys on the field, and we're going to see how we can do that. But more or less, man, we just got to get them out there, first off before we be able to do that. But when it comes to the similarities, both of them has that first step quickness. Both of them can beat guys around the edge. Will actually got better, with his long arm and power rush this past season. And we want to continue to do that with him. And that's something Bailey has, and we want to continue to improve in that aspect. But I can see why, some guys would see if they're similar or not.
I think Bailey had 10 forced fumbles throughout his college career.
Yep.
Does that stand out as far as with everything, the combination when he brings to the table, rushing the passer, he gets the ball?
Absolutely. And the thing that we always look for is pressure players and ball guys. And obviously he was one of the guys that we tagged as a ball guy. So we know the sacks came and all that. But, man, him being able to get the ball back was critical for us as far as choosing him.
Take a couple more. When you were playing, do you remember Mark Spindler?
Mark Spindler.
Defensive lineman.
I remember that name.
Son is here as a tryout.
Absolutely. Yeah. And he actually came up to me and said something to me about that. Yeah, but I do remember that name.
Update on.
Are you guys gonna let him get a chance?
Do you have an update?
He's older, a little slow.
Say it
Do you
again.
have an update on Russell Wilson?
As far as.
Well, we know there's been some mutual interest, and just curious.
Yeah. Listen, and I've said this several times, that me and Mooj, man, we're always going to go through a process on how we can improve the team. And sometimes when you do that, I think it becomes a bigger issue than what it really is. And listen, we're talking to a number of veteran quarterbacks, but I will say this here in saying that I'm happy with our quarterback room. I mean, obviously, you guys know how I feel about Geno, and getting a chance to get K, the guy that we traded up for, that we really targeted, and allowing him to get these reps. That's something that we look forward to. So when those guys get with the vets, and then we get out there and get to throwing the ball around, man, giving those guys as many reps as we can is critical of us. So I would say there's no information to give you guys on that. But other than that, man, me and Mooj, you're going to go through the process no matter what.
My question was on Cade.
Yep.
Obviously, all these guys are swimming right now. I imagine quarterbacks, there's even more on his plate.
Yeah.
What do you want to see from him, not just now, but this spring, as he gets with the vets?
Yeah, and when you say swimming, and I understand why you would say that, but, man, watching Frank and watching Musgrave, how they teach these quarterbacks, man, they do a really good job of putting things in buckets to actually help with the swim part of it. So, and he's a really smart kid. So, not kid, but he's a really smart man. So, I don't think he's swimming as much as we probably think he is. And that's a lot of because the way the coaches are actually putting him, are teaching him. But, listen, we're going to push the envelope with that player and see exactly where he's at and how he's going to be able to operate with our offense. Obviously, you're going to see him a lot in the preseason, things like that. So, again, he was a guy we targeted. We're happy that we got him. And look forward to seeing him come training camp and things like that.